As the youngest ever global digital manager at Dior, and as Nikita said, Forbes 30 under 30 earlier, how did you ensure that you're always taken quite seriously in business at such a young age, particularly?
So I think I was learning from my mistakes. So I wouldn't say mistakes, but I would say the industry-led mistakes. Well, what I mean by this is when I was first, my story when I was in Estee Lauder companies, I started as an intern, unpaid, and then 2 months in, I became the youngest ever manager because that social media role came available, and I was able to sell myself internally, being like, "Hang on, I have my own following on social media. I know how to do all this stuff. Let me transfer that to a brand." And at that time, it was quite a new role in the industry in general. A couple of years ago, 5, 6 years ago. But now I remember my first time I signed the contract, the first thing someone said to me was like, "You're way too young to be a manager. This is ridiculous. This company's a joke." Like to my face. And I was like, oh, that was my first like entry into politics in the company. And I was so naive to that. I never understood that. I was trained in engineering, we're like coders, and suddenly I'm in this kind of corporate world. And I didn't speak up for myself. I let myself be sort of corporately bullied sometimes, and sometimes it was up and down. Like there were days where I was treated really well, but then days where I was like, this is super unfair because this is not about my work. This is about something I can't control, like my age. And I started to realize that age, and I started believing it, but I was like, no, but age is not experience dependent. Like having 2 years, or and not even that, experience is not expertise dependent. So like having 2 years of experience, I might have a faster rate of absorption of learning or different experiences within those years than someone who's been in the job for 10 years. And at 26 or 25 or 24 doesn't mean that that age means that my rate of learning must be younger I am of a younger age. So I started to realize I need to speak up for what I think is right. And I said, when I started my first job at Dior, my first day at Dior, sorry, I said, if my age is mentioned in a meeting that's not related to the quality of work, but just as a kind of a stopping point or like a political point, I quit. And I put that from day one on the table as a sort of protective mechanism that I have a sort of duty to stand by that. And of course it happened. But then every time it happened, I went to my CEO and said, this is not happening. This is not happening. And I actually managed to progress so much in my career. And by the end of it, yes, I had to motivate myself a little bit more to showcase my work to others and say, look, okay, you might have some doubts. Fair enough. I'm 20, 25 at the time, and I'm managing a team of people who are older than me. But look at the work. So I went a step further to demonstrate my work is of top quality, but I also wasn't afraid to speak up and protect myself, not just for me, but for the people yet to come, because there are many young, when I say young, it's a spectrum, right? But there are many young entrepreneurs in their career that have the capacity to still deliver, but not be, I don't want them to be jailed by this kind of corporate hierarchical, oh, wait 3 years till you ask for a bonus, wait 5 years till you get promotion, because why are we living in a society that accepts a copy and paste approach and not individualistic, analysis?
Listen to more insights on the Mission Makers podcast through Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.